Okay, here's part 2 of my Osmo Pocket 3 issue. So just to quickly summarize or to kind of recap, a couple of weeks ago, I started having an issue with my Pocket 3 that I've had for, I guess, maybe a year now, maybe a little more than a year. And I basically, when I would just like hold the Pocket 3 steady, just trying to aim at something and just hold it there, the picture would vibrate. You couldn't really see it, and you couldn't feel it on the gimbal or anything, but for whatever reason, it would. When you played it back, boy, there was a real shake to the video, and it was just like, when I say a real shake, I mean there was a shake, but it wasn't like bouncing shake. It was just like this little vibration, but it was very annoying. And you could pretty much get rid of it using like stabilization within DaVinci Resolve. That would actually fix it enough to where it was usable, but I realized that I had purchased a 2-year extended warranty. Best $55 I've spent. And I don't even think they sell it anymore for this device, but I was still under warranty apparently, and so I decided to send it in. And a couple of other things that I had was, one other thing was the gimbal itself. Whenever you would turn it on or turn it off, it's supposed to park itself, spin around and park itself. Well, it stopped doing that. Well, it would attempt to do it, but it would get hung because it was like something was stuck. And so I would just have to kind of manually put it in place, and that was no big deal. I didn't mind that one bit. But so today I'm using the Pocket 3 and the Osmo, or not Osmo, whatever, the Mic 2 from DJI as well, and testing out the new one. So this is the first video I've made since I received the replacement. They sent me an entirely new one, including, the base, the little mounting base and everything, which I didn't send back in, so I have two now. That's good. And it looked brand new. It had all the stickers and everything on it like it was new. And it even came with another case, so now I have two, and I don't use either one of them, but I use this instead. I don't know if you can. It just snaps over the top, and then that covers the LCD, so that's been wonderful. And anyway, so this is the first test of it, and so I'm gonna see how this looks. And I just want to shout out one thing without a doubt, and I said I would do this. I took my time sending it back in. I thought I was going to send it in the next day, and then that dragged on to the following day, and it dragged on another week. And so I ended up sending it off on Monday of this week. Today's Thursday. So I literally mailed it with their return label on Monday evening, and I received the new one about noon today on Thursday. So less than 4 days, really. So it's like 3.5 days, and I received this one. And it's funny because if you go on the website right now, it still says it's being evaluated. But I literally got a UPS tracking information the same day they received it. So I guess they're still evaluating the old one, but they went ahead and just sent me a new one, which was pretty cool. And if this gives me no trouble, and this is just like a new one, I can't speak highly enough about that return policy, or that I think it's called Express Care, or Express Replacement. And it was every bit as good as any kind of customer service on it that I've had. I've had some Canon, some really good working relationship with Canon. As a Canon, I belong to their, whatever it's called, I can't even think right now. But anyway, their Express delivery and that sort of thing, where they clean your cameras and whatnot. And that's been really good too. So between the DJI customer service or support and Canon's, those are the two I've had the absolute best luck with as far as cameras go. So I can't speak highly enough about the DJI experience so far. As long as I don't get home and look at this footage and it's shaking, that would be a problem. Let's see. But anyway, I wonder how this looks. Shooting in D-Log-M, 60 frames a second, 4K. And the mic looks like it's working okay. I can see the little bar flashing across. So I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I'm going to go meet my son and my father and take them out for steak, hopefully. Sounds good to me. I hope it does to them. And then we're going to watch the Thursday night football. So anyway, I'm happy to have received this, and I was kind of waiting all day long to test it out. So just let me know what you think, or better yet, just let me know any of your experiences with DJI service. So this is for the Pocket 3, and I still have the Action Pro 5 that are 5 Pro that I've received a couple of weeks ago to kind of, if I would have known this was going to come back in 2 or 3 days, I probably wouldn't have even purchased the Action Pro 5. But you know what? I'm actually kind of glad I did, because it's going to give me a little more options for creativity as far as just like being able to just mount it random places and get some kind of cool views and just underwater and things like that I don't really have right now other than my 360 camera. So I think I'm going to keep it unless the rumors are true and the Action Pro 6 decides to come out. They say it's going to come out within the next 2 weeks. And if they do announce it within the next 2 weeks, the 5 Pro will go back because it's still under the return window at Amazon. And why would I keep, unless it's significantly more expensive? I don't see a reason why I would. Of course, I did get this one on sale. I did get the Action Pro 5 on sale for like $269 or something like that. So that's a heck of a deal. I don't have any reason to have 2 of them though, unless I decide to use them as remote cameras for switching. I'm thinking about trying to do some of my product reviews using multiple cameras and doing it all at once, like having an overhead camera, which I have stuff for that. Doing an overhead camera, maybe a secondary view, and then a main camera, and see how that works out, because it gets tedious trying to put together all the B-roll for the reviews. And I've started like not spending as much time as I should on all that to make it look nice. And so I was thinking if I could shoot several angles at one time, even if I don't live switch it, I can go back and, put together a pretty decently shot video from just one take and not having to go and do multiple B-roll shots and that sort of thing, which of course I still will, like the macro shots and things like that. Which I did get macro lens for. I have a macro lens for this Pocket 3, and I also have one for the Action Pro 5, which I'm probably going to have to return all those things that I got for the Action Pro, because if I do get the 6, I have been told that the lens is bigger because the sensor is going to be bigger. And so I think a lot of the current accessories may not be compatible. Like for instance, the cage, I don't know if that'll be compatible. I'm assuming that the mounting points will be the same and that'll be okay, but like all the filters and lenses and things that can go along with it, I think those are probably going to not work. Keep my fingers crossed. I mean, I would prefer them upgrade everything and me have to repurchase those than for them to not upgrade and let me continue to use what I've got. Otherwise, I might as well just keep the 5 Pro that I have. So there's always that. But yeah, I've got a lot on my plate. I'm also testing out some new software that I'll tell you about later. Not so much now, but it's It's more of an organizational thing, so I can start making videos a little more efficiently, maybe a little better and more targeted. I know I kind of tend to ramble and show all kinds of random things. And really, you know, I pick the vendors that I want to do business with based upon a couple of things. One, availability. That's always the most important. And then, well, I wouldn't say that's the most important, but I can't review something if I don't have it. So maybe it is. The second would be something that appeals to someone similar to me, a father, dad, somebody that's interested in electronics, cameras, all kinds of technology, music, mixing, mastering music, all those type of things, sports. So when I get something, you know, and it can be stuff like barbecue grills and things like that, just those. So that's the second criteria. And then the third criteria is quality. I have not, and well, I can't say I have not. I have gone back and discovered after a period of time on at least one product that I wouldn't currently recommend now. I believe I've removed that video just because there's so many returns. And I haven't had any problems with it, but I've noticed there's been a lot of returns. And so that's one bad experience. But for the most part, everything that I've put out there is something that I would recommend. I've gotten a couple of things. I've got one that looked to be really cool. It was another, I'll tell you what it is, but not who it's from. It was a very small kind of portable projector that would be really cool for like a kid to have in the dorm or something. And it just didn't work out for me. So I didn't end up making a video about it. Unless they upgrade the firmware, I will not be making a video about that. So I try my best to make sure I recommend and review things that I would personally use or that I personally feel like might be a good value. I'm stuck in traffic again, in the car. And I'll tell you this much, the camera is shaky while I'm driving right now. I'm curious to see how this does, but it's literally shaking right now. I got it suction cupped to the window and it's like, so I guess we'll find out. This road is not bumpy either. It's actually, I think my car's just kind of vibrating. I think I have it set at D-Log 10-bit, and I've got it at 4K 60, and I think it's just the standard profile for the gimbal, negative 0.3 EV for the exposure. And then I have my sharpening turned down to -2 and my noise reduction at -1. And that's typically how I shoot. You know, I shoot at 60 frames whenever I'm doing slow-mo for my product reviews. And what I do is I put it on I guess it's technically 59.9 or point whatever it is. I turn that, and I put it on a 29.97 timeline. And so whenever I use the footage that's shot at 60, I just drop it down 50%, and then you've got 60. You've got a frame for, it's not having to interpolate. It's got enough frames so when you slow it down, you still have that amount of frames. And it comes out ultra smooth and looks great. Trying to think if I have any other tips. One of the things that I've liked about the new firmware is the ability to do the crop in. That's not a zoom. It's not, well, let's put it this way. It is using a digital crop, which is basically what the zoom does. But for whatever reason, it looks a lot better than when you're zoomed in 2 times. So if you use the digital crop, it's great. The only problem is You can't use the new crop, the 2x crop. I guess it goes 20 to 40 millimeters whenever you're shooting in D-Log. So not that that's a problem in the car. It's just if I want to use D-Log and be able to zoom in, I have to use the original zoom that's on here. And it doesn't look terrible. I mean, it depends. I mean, you wouldn't want to use it on something critical, but, you know, sometimes I like to just pull in maybe 1.2, 1.1, just a little bit to get it a little bit closer. And that looks great. So, well, I'm going to do my duty here and click on Waze here and report heavy traffic. And I'll see if I get over 100 thank yous. Like that's real important. It's funny to get that message at the end of the day saying how many people you've helped. I guess that's good, even if it's not even accurate. It does give you a little motivation to try to help people doing that. Otherwise, why bother? I just wish there was a better way to get to my dad's house than the same path that I always have to take. And it's just this time of day, which is rush hour. It's a little after 5 right now. It's just ridiculous. And all of this area that I'm saying is ridiculous is completely under construction. You know, in Texas, there's all these infrastructure projects going on all over the state, but right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there's some really big ones going on that have been going on, which seems like it seems like I'm going to be retired before they finish them. But my worry is by the time they finish them, it's going to be time to upgrade again. That happened the last time. They waited so long to widen the freeway that once they widened it, it was still jam-packed with traffic because it just was too little too late. Well, I don't want to just keep dragging this on, so I've definitely got enough footage to test. So I'm real quick though, I'm going to watch this. This is vibrating pretty good. And prior, my old one used to do this and it was looking just fine. So as soon as I get a chance here to get stopped, I want to make sure that it's not still vibrating and I want to compare it. Let me stop. So I'm stopped. Now I'm going to go again. Didn't get to stop for very long. It's more like at idle speed is when it starts vibrating. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.